I missed to click on the recording when I started doing my analysis from the month market structure to the daily to the 4 hours to the 1 hour to the 30 minutes. Wow. It's fine. It's fine. Or should I do the analysis again? I don't know. Just for maybe if anybody wants to watch it later. Since I missed to record a live stream, so let me just do it again so that if any new person or anybody wants to watch it, since when we are done with it, we usually upload it on YouTube. Okay, let me just do a quick analysis again. So we are in an uptrend. This is the recent month's candle. That this candle is left with 23 days before this candle will close. This candle, it broke the high of this bullish candle. This is the all-time high on gold. The all-time high on gold, and this candle closed with a rejection bullish candle. That the next candle closed with a bullish candle. So looking at how the formation of this candle is, so this candle, it has broken the high and then it created a wick at the bottom. So we don't know if this candle wants to continue to fill its wick for it to continue to come down, or this candle will continue to fill the high of this week for it to continue to go up to fill this week over here. So the best thing is just for us to wait until we are able to identify a structure, until we are able to identify that thing that we are anticipating the market to give to us before we can decide to take a position. So looking at the market structure in our monthly market condition, so we are in an uptrend. So we are anticipating this candle to break the high of this recent candle and the low of this recent candle. So right now we don't need to do anything. So let's look at the daily market condition. So looking at the formation of the daily market condition, we are in a consolidation zone. Let's say we have a support zone over here, we have a support zone over here, we have a resistance zone over here. This candle broke this resistance zone and closed with a strong bullish candle over here. I'm coming, let's say that this candle, it closed with a strong bullish candle, that the next candle broke the high of this bullish candle, and then it closed with a rejection bullish candle, that the next candle broke the low of this rejection bullish candle and closed with a rejection bearish candle. So looking at the condition of how the next candle, they are printing side by side, so that means this zone over here is being considered as a consolidation zone, that this is the high of the recent month candle and this is the low of the recent month candle. And then see how the rest of the candle, they are printing side by side. So it's very hard for us to trade this type of market condition. See how this candle closed, see how this candle closed, see how this candle closed, and this recent daily candle, which this candle is left with 11 hours before this candle will close. So it's very hard for us to trade this type of market condition, that this zone is being considered as a consolidation zone. So that means we are anticipating the break of this line and the break of this line, then we'll be able to anticipate if it is the right time for us to take a position when the candle should break the low of this line and the high of this line, which the line of this line is the high of the recent month candle. Let me show you guys. This bearish candle over here, this is the high, while this is the low. So but for now, we don't need to do anything since we are anticipating it for it to break the low and the high of this our consolidation zone. So this zone over here is being considered as a consolidation zone because of how the rest of the candle, they are printing side by side. So let's go to the H4. So we have a consolidation zone, we have a consolidation zone over here. I'm trying to do the analysis again. I've done this thing, but I forgot to record it when I started. We have a consolidation zone over here. And then this zone is being considered as a consolidation zone. This is a consolidation zone. So it's very hard for us to trade this market condition because of how the market structure is just printing. The candle they are printing side by side. So let's zoom the chart a little bit. So see how the market condition is. It's very hard for us to trade this type of market condition. Same thing over here too. So, but this is the recent market condition. So it's very hard for us to trade this type of market condition because of how the body of the candle they are printing side by side. So, but in this consolidation zone, we have the high of the recent month candle and the low of the recent month candle. So in this consolidation zone, looking at the H1 and 30 minutes, we are able to identify a structure which we know very well that if there is volume in the markets, the candle will be able to break our resistance zone and the candle will be able to break our support zone. So all we need to do is just for us to be patient until we are able to identify a structure, until we are able to identify that thing that we are anticipating the market to give to us before we can decide to open a position. So since we have a consolidation zone over here and a consolidation zone over here and a consolidation zone over here, so that means the 4 hours market condition, we are in a consolidation zone. That's the daily market condition, we are in a consolidation zone. The month market condition, we are in an uptrend. So right now, since the 4 hours market condition, we are in a consolidation zone that this recent candle over here is left, this candle over here is left with 3 hours before this candle will close, which we are anticipating a strong bearish candle, a bullish candle to close like this, and a strong bearish candle to close like this. Let me change the color to red. That means we are anticipating a strong bearish candle to close like this and a strong bullish candle to close like this because of our anticipation in the forex markets, because of our trading plan, because of what we are anticipating the market to give to us. So it's only when there is volume in the market before you're able to see this type of candle to close with a strong bullish candle and to close with a strong bearish candle. So right now there's nothing serious is happening because there's no volume in the market. So, but we are still anticipating a strong bullish candle to break this high and a strong bearish candle to break this low. So since looking at the condition of the 4 hours market structure, we are in a consolidation zone, so we can't really do anything. So all we need to do is just for us to chill and then for us to anticipate the market to give us our structure according to our trading plan before we can decide to execute a trade. So let's go to the H1. So as you can see, I love to identify my support zone and my resistance zone using the H1 and 30 minutes. So this is our consolidation zone. Let's delete this. This is past market structure. Let's delete this. So this is recent market structure, but let's delete it. Let's delete it since we already have the high and the low. But inside this consolidation zone, we are able to identify a structure. So let me show you guys. Let's delete this. Let's delete this. Let me see. So since this zone is being considered as a consolidation zone, so we have a resistance zone. Let me zoom the chart a little bit. So we have a resistance zone over here and we have a support zone over here, which we are able to identify our support zone and our resistance zone. And then we also have a resistance zone over here. So let me show you guys from this high of this candle down to, hold on, let me zoom. So from the high of this month candle down to the low, so we are looking at 1,000 pips thereabout. So, and it's very hard before before we'll be able to see a strong, this color is what? A strong bearish candle like this that will close like this. It's only when there is news in the market or the volume in the market is huge or a strong bullish candle like this. Let's measure the pips of this candle. So we're looking at almost like 700 pips. So it's very important for us to kind of identify our setup in a consolidation zone. If the consolidation zone is huge, we should be able to identify a setup, because we can't just be waiting for us to have a 700 pips candle or 800 pips candle. No, you can't do that. So that means you keep waiting. So it's very important for you to take advantage of whatsoever thing the market has printed. Then you should be able to identify your trading plan from that thing. Then the moment you identify that thing, or the moment the market should give you that thing, after you are done with your analysis, then you can decide to take a position. So since this line is the high of the recent month candle and this is the low of the recent month candle, so we are able to identify a consolidation zone in this consolidation zone. So let's measure this our recent consolidation zone. We are looking at like 200 pips. Okay, like let's just say 230 pips, and 230 pips like is a very cool range. So at any time of the day, you can see a candle to break our resistance zone like this, or a candle should break our support zone like this. So it's very easy for us to see this type of market condition like these candles than for you to expect the market to break this zone with this type of long 600 pips or 700 pips candle. So we are able to identify our resistance zone over here and our support zone, which we also have a support zone over here. And then this line is also our resistance zone. So that means the 1 hour market structure is consolidating. So the 4 hours market structure is consolidating. The daily is consolidating. The monthly market structure is in an uptrend. So let's look at the 30 minutes. So looking at the condition of the market structure, so let's delete this. We don't need this so that it will not confuse anybody. So looking at the condition of the 30 minutes time frame, as you can see, the consolidation zone is very clear that this zone is being considered as a consolidation zone, that we have a resistance zone over here, we have a resistance zone over here, we have a support zone over here, which we also have a support zone over here. So that means we are anticipating the break of our support zone and the break of our resistance zone for the candle to keep going up to this resistance zone, or for the candle to keep coming down to this support zone. But the moment a candle should break our resistance zone and our support zone, we don't just need to jump and open a position. We need to know what you're anticipating the market to give to us. I'm looking at my screen. It seems there is volume in the market, but the candle is about to close. So you need to know what you want. You can't just open a position if the market is going up, and you can't just open a position if the market is coming down. Have a trading plan. Follow your trading plan. If you're able to identify what your trading plan says, don't hesitate. Open that position. But the moment you're not following your trading plan, you are just gambling. And then the moment you took a position and then you lose that trade, you start telling yourself that, oh, why did I take this position? Why did I? So just to avoid all that, have a plan, have a trading plan, and then follow your trading plan. So right now, we don't need to do anything since this recent 30 minutes candle is about to close. So that the previous one closed with a bearish candle, that this recent 30 minutes candle has broken the low of this previous bearish candle. So that means you are anticipating this candle for it to continue to come down to break our support zone, or for it to continue to come down to break our resistance zone. But the moment we are able to identify a structure, I'm going to tell us if it is the right time for us to take a position. But for now, we don't need to do anything. Yes, I understand at the beginning of this 30 minutes candle, it's created with no wick at the top. So let's just be patient. We don't need to do anything. I can see that the candle wants to continue to come down, but we need to know what we want and how we want it. We are not chasing the market. So we kind of having like 230 pips. It's a very cool range. So we can easily see a bearish candle that will close like this easily, and we can see a bullish candle that will close like this. Let me change this color to green. So as you see how the market structure is moving. You see how the market structure is moving. That means there is volume in the market at this moment. This candle, it didn't create a wick at the bottom. The previous candle, it closed with a bearish candle, and this candle broke the low of this bearish candle. That the next candle broke the low of this bearish candle. So you need to ask yourself, what is the market condition doing? But this candle, it needs to like go up to create a wick, then for it to continue to come down. Let's see. This is just how I'm anticipating the candle to print. But right now we don't need to do anything. Let's see. Since we are anticipating the break of our support zone and the break of our resistance zone, so we don't need to do anything. But there is volume in the market. Let's see. Let's measure from the high of this candle to our support zone. We are looking at 100 pips. So if this candle should continue to come down to get to our support zone, so where will you put your stop loss? This is something that you need to ask yourself. You need to ask yourself, where will you put your stop loss? It's very important for you to know what you want from the market and how you want it before you can decide to take a position. So let's see what this recent 30 minutes candle want to do. We are not chasing the market. We have a plan. We know what we want. So we are not chasing the market. For me, I'm anticipating this candle for it to create a wick at the top, then can continue to come down to fill this wick, then for it to continue to come down. Then we'll be able to know what we need to do. But it has created a wick. So let's see if this candle wants to continue to come down to fill this wick. At the moment the candle should get to our support zone, I'm going to tell us what we need to do. But before then, I believe according to your trading plan, you know how much your stop loss is. If your stop loss is 50 pips, 25 pips, 100 pips, 150 pips, so just know what you want and how you want it. You have a plan, so you need to follow your plan. You need to know exactly what your trading plan says, because your trading plan is equivalent to your account size. So you know how much you deposited, you know how much your account size is. So your trading plan says any position that you need to take, maybe like 1 to 2% of a trade. So it's very important for us to know what we want. Right now, we don't need to do anything. We don't need to chase the market. If the market is going up, we don't need to do anything. If the market is coming down, we don't need to do anything. So we just need to chill and enjoy the music while we are anticipating the market to give us a setup, which I'm going to tell us if it is the right time for us to take a position or if we need to be patient. Then the moment you're able to identify a structure, then we can decide to execute that trade. So for now, let's enjoy the music. If any of you have any question, you can send your message and I will get back to you guys. So right now, we don't need to do anything. We are anticipating the candle to break our resistance zone or to break our support zone. Then with our other confirmation, which I'm going to tell us if it is the right time for us to take a position. But for now, we don't need to do anything. Let's see what the markets want to do. So this is just the reason why I told us we don't need to do anything. You see how the candle came down to break the low of this bearish candle? Let's zoom the chart a little bit. So the candle came down to break the low of this bearish candle. So that means this candle is being like this week, like this a week over here. So and this candle is left with 19 minutes before this candle will close. So let's just be patient. This candle can choose to close with a bullish candle and break the high of this bearish candle. So since we are in this consolidation zone, we don't need to do anything. This candle can choose to close with a rejection bullish candle. So let's just be patient. We don't need to do anything. We don't need to do anything. Nothing serious is happening. Nothing serious is happening. We just need to be patient. We don't need to do anything. We don't need to do anything. This recent candle is left with 17 minutes before this candle needs to close. So let's just be patient. We don't need to do anything. We are in this consolidation zone. So let's just wait. Let's look at the 15 minutes. Nothing is happening. Let's look at the 5 minutes. Nothing is happening. 1 hour. That's broken the low of the previous one of this previous bearish candle. It broke the low. It came to this position. So maybe the candle wants to reject of this zone and close with a bullish candle. So let's just wait and see. Let's wait. Let's wait and see. This recent 30 minutes is left with 14 minutes before this candle will close. So we are anticipating a break of our resistance zone and a break of our support zone. So for now, let's just wait. We don't need to do anything. Let's just enjoy the music. And then if you have any question or anything, you can send your message and I'll get back to you. Let's see what the candle wants to do right now. So there is no volume in the market at this moment. The market structure is just consolidating. It's all part of the trading. You don't need to do anything. The moment you didn't identify a structure, you don't need to do anything. You just need to sit back and wait until you identify a structure. Until you identify that thing that you're anticipating the market to give to you before you can decide to take a position. So meanwhile, let's just enjoy the music while we are anticipating the market to give us our structure. This candle can choose to close with a rejection bullish candle, that it can break the high of this bearish candle over here. So since this zone hasn't yet been broken, we are here to see a candle should close with a bearish candle like this, or a candle should close with a bullish candle like this. Then with our order confirmation, which I'm going to tell us if it is the right time for us to take a position and if it is the right time for us to just chill. So right now we are being patient, enjoying the music until we are able to identify a structure before we can decide to take a position. So we don't need to do anything. We just need to anticipate the market to know what the market is printing, just to have an idea if it is the right time for us to take a position. But right now, we don't need to do anything. We don't need to do anything right now. This recent 30 minutes candle is left with 9 minutes before this candle will close. So let's see how the candle wants to close. I'm just looking at the order screen just to have an idea of what the order time frame is saying. If this candle, I told you guys that I'm anticipating this candle open with no wick at the bottom, with no wick at the top like this. It's open with no wick at the top like this. that the candle came here. I'm coming, let me see. Let me zoom the chart a little bit. So this candle is open with no wick at the top. That the candle continued to come down until it gets to this place over here, which I told us that if this candle should continue to come down to get to this place, I'm going to tell us if it's the right time for us to take a position. But how I'm anticipating this candle to print is for this candle to create an upper wick like this. I'm coming. Let me do it like this. So it's for this candle. Hold on. Let me do it here so that you'll be able to understand. We don't need this bearish candle over here. So the candle opened with no wick at, let me change it to red. So the candle opened with no wick at the top, that it broke the low of this bearish candle over here. And I told us that if this candle should continue to come down, I'm going to tell us if it's the right time for us to take a position, which from the high of the candle to our support zone, we are looking at 100 pips. So and then I anticipated the candle for it to give us a wick like this. So I say this candle needs to reject off this zone to create a wick at the bottom. Then the moment the candle should continue to break this wick over here, to fill this wick for it to continue to come down, then I'm going to tell us if it's the right time for us to take a position. So but right now, yes, as you guys can see, the candle, it came like the body of the candle formed like this, that it rejected off this zone, and then it went up to create a wick, by which it came back down to create this wick over here. So that means, looking at how the formation of this candle is, and this candle is left with 5 minutes before this 30 minutes candle will close. So if this candle should continue to come down to fill it before it to continue to come down to get to our support zone, then I'm going to tell us if it is the right time for us to take a position. But right now, we don't need to do anything because of the time. The time is left with 5 minutes before this 30 minutes candle we need to close. So but let's just wait until the close of this candle, or before this candle will close. Let's see how this candle wants to print or how it will close. Then I'm going to tell us what we need to do. But for now, we don't need to do anything. Let's see the formation of this 30 minutes candle. Since it went up to create a wick, which I was anticipating it for it to go up to create a wick, that the body of this candle have to fill this wick over here, then for it to continue to come down. But for now, we don't need to do anything. This is just my anticipation, how I anticipated the candle to print, by which right now we don't know if the candle will close with a rejection bullish candle or if the candle will continue to come down. So for now, we don't need to do anything since it's left with 4 minutes before this candle will close. So let's just wait, since we are anticipating the break of our resistance zone and the break of our support zone. So the best thing is just for us to wait until the close of this candle, or before this candle will close, based off how the candle is printing. So for now, we don't need to do anything. Let's see how this candle will close. But because of how the market condition is looking at this moment, there is no volume in the market, which we are anticipating a strong bullish candle to break our resistance zone and close like this, or for a strong bearish candle to break our support zone and close like this. Then with our other confirmation, which I'm going to tell us if we are supposed to take a position. So but right now, if this candle should close with a rejection bullish candle, so that means our buy position or our sell position right now, we don't need to do anything until we are able to identify a structure. So let's just wait until the close of this candle. But in the next 4 minutes, I'm going to head off, which we know what we are anticipating the market to give to us. We are anticipating a bullish candle or a bearish candle to break our support zone or to break our resistance zone. Then we'll be able to anticipate the next candle to break the high of the bullish candle or the low of the bullish candle with our order confirmation. It's very important for you to know what you want from the market. It's very important for you to have a trading plan, know what you want, and the moment you're able to identify that structure, don't hesitate to open that position. So for now, let's just be patient. So we don't need to do anything right now. We don't need to do anything. The candle is left with 2 minutes. This 30 minutes candle is left with 2 minutes before the candle will close. So we don't need to do anything right now. Let's see what the candle wants to do. So but in the next 2 minutes, I'm going to head off. But I will still look at the chart. The moment I identify a structure, then I will take that position. But let's see what this candle wants to do first. Just like how I anticipated it for it to give us a wick, which has printed an upper wick. For the body of this candle to fill this wick, for it to continue to come down to break our support zone. But let's see what the candle wants to do. Candle is about to close in the next 50 seconds thereabout. Let's be patient. But I believe we all know what we are anticipating the market to give to us. So I'll still be looking at the market just to know when the candle has got into our support or resistance zone with my order confirmation. So this 30 minutes candle just closed right now with a bearish candle. So let's see what this recent 30 minutes candle wants to do. If this candle will need to break the low of this bearish candle, then for it to break our support zone. So but it's very important for us to know what we want and how we want it before we can decide to take a position. Let's look at the 5 minutes. Let's look at the 15 minutes. Let's look at the 1 hour. Okay. I love to look at a different time frame just for me to have an idea what the other time frame is saying. Well, anyway, so I need to head off right now. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. So, but the moment this candle, it has created a wick at the top. So the moment this candle will break the low and for it to continue to break our support zone. So let's measure this candle and see. So we're looking at 74 pips. So according to your trading plan, you know how much you're anticipating the market to give to you. You know how much you are willingly to risk before you can decide to take a position. So let's see. Let me see if this candle will continue to come down since this is the beginning of this new candle. Since it has created an upper wick. So let's see if the candle will continue to break the low of this bearish candle, then for it to break the low of this candle over here and then our support zone. Then since from the high of the candle to our support zone, we are looking at 74 pips. So it's very important for us to know what we want and how we want it before we can decide to take a position. So let's see. Since this is pre-New York section, the next an hour is New York open. So this is pre-New York session. So that means there's volume in the market. For the candle to continue to come down to break our support zone. Let me get my MT5 ready. The moment the candle should get to our support zone. Always know how much you want and how you want it. Let me see. So it has broken the low of the previous bearish candle. So that means you are anticipating it for it to continue to come down to fill this week over here and then for it to break our support zone. So let's see what the candle wants to do. But I don't see any reason why this candle should go up to form a bullish candle again. So I'm anticipating it for it to continue to come down since it has broken the low, or it hasn't broken the low. Let's zoom the chart a little bit. Let's see. It has broken the low. Yeah, but since there is volume, so the candle should continue to come down. So I'm anticipating the candle for it to continue to come down. It has broken the low. So it has broken the low. So, and then it's about to break. It's about to fill this week over here. It's very important for us to know what we want and how we want it. So since from the high of this candle down to this support zone over here, we're looking at 75 pips. So it's very important for us to know what we want. So let's be patient. We don't need to do anything. Let's see what the candle wants to do. But I don't see any reason why this candle should go up to break the high. It shouldn't break the high. It shouldn't break the high. It has created an upper wick already, so we are anticipating it for it to continue to come down to break our support zone. So the best thing is just for us to wait. Since this is pre-New York section, so we are anticipating it for it to continue to come down. It has broken the low of this bearish candle over here, which looking at how the formation of this candle is, so there's a high probability that the candle can still continue to come down. But we are anticipating it for it to break our support zone first before we can decide to take a position. But it has broken the low of this bearish candle over here. So that means the best thing is just for us to wait. We don't need to do anything since this is the beginning of this 30 minutes candle. So all we need to do, and this candle is left with 20 minutes before this candle will close. So all we need to do is just for us to be patient. We don't need to do anything. We just need to wait until we are able to identify a structure which we are anticipating this candle for it to continue to come down to get to this support zone over here. But if this candle wants to continue to break our support zone, I don't see any reason why this candle will have to break the high of this, like this candle over here. I don't see any reason why the candle will need to break its high. The candle does not have any business again to break the high of this, or like the high of this candle over here. So because it has created an upper wick, so that means this wick over here, the candle needs to respect this wick for it to continue to come down. But anything that make this candle to break the high of this candle over here, that means there's a high probability that the candle will no longer come down to get to our support zone, or maybe the candle just want to fake the move. So but if this candle really wants to continue to come down, since this is pre New York open, so that means this candle we need to respect its high, then for it to continue to come down to fill this week, since it has broken the low of this bearish candle over here. So the candle needs to continue to come down to fill this week and break our support zone. Then we'll be able to anticipate if it is the right time for us to take a position. But we are anticipating a bearish candle to break our support zone, then we'll be able to take a position. So but for now, we don't need to do anything. We just need to be patient and see what the candle wants to do. But if the candle should break the high of this candle, that means this candle is no longer coming down. Rather, the candle wants to form a rejection bullish candle. Well, anyways, guys, so I need to head off right now. So let me see. So I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. The candle didn't break the high, so I'm anticipating it for it to continue to come down. Let's see what the candle wants to do. But I'll be looking at the market structure the moment I identify the market condition. So I will definitely open that trade. The market condition is based off my trading plan. So I need to identify the market condition based off my trading plan. Then I will open that position. But for now, let's know what we want and how we want it. And then see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.